Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is, of course, Jason Mattis with Winning Bets, hanging out with you guys on my weekly NASCAR show. We call it the Highline Podcast. What do we do here on the Highline Podcast? Well, we, of course, look back at the previous race. In this case, it was at Michigan, so we'll kind of recap that race. And then we, of course, look ahead to the upcoming race, the Federated Auto Parts 400 at International Raceway. We'll preview that race, and we'll give you our picks to a chance to win $10,000 over on the Nbc Sports Predictor app, and then another $1,000 over on the Fox Bet Super 6 app. You guys can see I'm riding alone today, gutted again. Thought I was going to be here with William. I advertised it on Twitter this morning, and I'm not mad at William. I'm more annoyed that we're not here just because I would rather be talking this race and looking back at Michigan with William, but it's been a tough summer with us trying to get our schedules to line up. Hopefully we can do it next week and we'll be here together. But that being said, it's obviously just going to be myself doing the recap and the preview, and of course giving you guys all my picks. I will go ahead and open up the comment section. I'm doing this right now live on YouTube, so I will open up the comments if you want to chime in with what some of your picks are for this weekend at the Richmond Raceway. Again, my home track. I've been to Richmond a few times, grew up there, good racetrack. Maybe not the greatest of all races are at Richmond, but I still like the track itself. So we got plenty of time to go ahead and dig into that. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into looking back at Michigan. Kevin Harvick got the win, the 4-car. How about that? How about Bob Pockris going ahead and predicting that one? My man did it. He predicted Kevin Harvick would get it done in Michigan. He was quick. He was quick majority of that day. Started off slow in stage 1, but really started picking up his speed in stage 2 and was obviously right there at the end. Bubba Wallace with another strong showing, finishing in P2. He's been on an incredible run. People talk about the finish there with Logano and Wallace and how maybe Logano held up Wallace. I mean, I don't see it that way. Joey Logano is not going to give up his position easily, right? He's just not going to give it up to Bubba Wallace. He's going to make Bubba Wallace go and earn it, and it took him a few laps to get around the 22 car there of Joey Logano. So I don't have any issues with that. Again, I know some people do, but still credit Bubba Wallace. Had a great run. He was looking really quick there. Both your Trackhouse racing cars were fast. Both your 99 and your 1. Suarez and Chastain were both fast throughout the day. Thought there was an opportunity there with both of them running up there. Thought that maybe one of them would be able to pull in the checkered flag and get to victory lane. It did not end up happening. Chastain ended up getting a penalty there on pit road. He had a loose wheel get out of not only his pit box, but actually fell onto pit road itself. So, of course, that's going to be a penalty every single time, and the one team got hit with that. So, good racing. Maybe not a dramatic finish, as Harvick certainly pulled away, maybe with some help for Logano, but either way, Harvick showed in that stage, in that third stage, that he was the better car and had the best speed. I thought in that third stage, but pretty good right there. I will mention there with Kyle Busch though, I don't get the strategy earlier on. You get the competition caution, you get cars that want to come in and go ahead and get some more fuel. Kyle Busch is one of them, and then he gets caught up in a wreck there with Haley and Cindric hitting the wall really hard there in the 2-car. Really hard hit there by the 2-car. And it ends up ending Kyle Busch's day as he gets tied up with Eric Almirola. I just don't understand why you're putting yourself in that situation. My strategy would always be just get your car to the front. Just let me get the pit strategy that gets my car to the front. In that scenario, the strategy to do that would be stay out, because then you never know what happens, right? Strategies change throughout a race because of additional cautions that may come out. I would just always want to be towards the front because you're in the front. And then 2, it's what you get, Kyle Busch, when you give up your track position and you decide to, fall back into that mid 20, 30 range. You're around a bunch of unexperienced drivers and guys that aren't driving in the best of all equipment, and you get caught up in a wreck. So, don't like the strategy by Busch and other cars there. That's what happens right there. But what about the playoff situation? What about the playoff situation? It's an absolute mess. We've had 15 winners, only one more guaranteed spot to get into the playoff. 3 races to go. We get Richmond. We get Watkins Glen, which is a road course, which you can we say there won't be a new winner at Watkins Glen? I could probably say that. I think the road course favorites, and even guys this year who have emerged as road course guys, your Tyler Reddicks. Well, they've already got a win. Obviously got a couple wins. I'm not sure Watkins Glen is going to have a new winner. And then Daytona, we know anything can happen. So the playoffs, it's a mess right now. You got guys like Blaney, Truex that need wins. Truex is, got a good time in terms of needing to win. Guy has 3 wins at Richmond in his last 6 races. One of those races, he absolutely dominated the field and getting the checkered flag. So Truex probably has to be feeling good, even though he's on the outside looking in. He probably feels good coming into Richmond, a track that he runs really well at. Toyotas are run really strong at Richmond time and time again. We know this is Hamlin's home course as he was born in Virginia. So like Toyotas this weekend, really looking forward to this playoff situation. I think this is a big race. This is the race where you could, we don't know what's going to happen at Daytona, a lot of unknown, but this is the race where a Blaney, a Truex, even those guys that have one win that are low down on the pole in points, even they need to get a win, because now if you get a newbie at Richmond and a newbie at Daytona, now the points start coming into play as 17 winners. All right, it's going to be interesting. Absolutely interesting. Credit Kyle Harvick and that 4 team, though. They're Kevin Harvick. I think I said Kyle Harvick. Kevin Harvick, they're looking strong at the right time. Absolutely looking strong at the right time. But overall, I thought Michigan was a good race. May not have been a dramatic finish between competing for the checkered flag, but I thought there was good, solid races. You've seen that at the next-gen car. When they get to some of these bigger tracks, you're getting good racing out of this next-gen car. So I enjoyed Michigan. I enjoyed watching it. Good race. Let's see if we can bring it over to Richmond. Let's turn our attention now to Richmond. Let's see if we've got any comments. We got Brian and we got Chewy saying real cars, real bets. Let's go. Real cars don't shift themselves. I had a manual. I've had my CRX was a manual. My Honda was a manual. My 350Z was a manual. I've had three manuals. Yeah, gotta drive those suckers, baby. No automatics around here. All right, let's turn our attention now to Richmond, Federated Auto Parts 400. A couple thoughts on this race. Toyota's going to be fast. I'll just go ahead and say it. I think Toyota's absolutely going to be fast, and any Toyota driver, you could see Kyle Busch. I know he's generally been struggling. Got the pressure of where he's going to be running next year. Contract situation's a mess, but I like Kyle Busch. Obviously, Martin Truex. Again, 3 wins in his last 6. One of those, he's dominated. Martin Truex is going to be good. Christopher Bell is going to be good. Bubba Wallace is going to be good. Hamlin. Just look at any Toyota. Ty Gibbs. Or is Kurt Busch coming back? I haven't heard. Is he cleared? I know he's missed the last 3 races due to symptoms from that hard wreck. I don't know if Kurt Busch is going to be back. I would probably fade Kurt Busch if he's going to come back. I don't know, working his way back. And Ty Gibbs, though, what? Did he finish 10th last week? Or he definitely finished top 15. I can't remember if Ty Gibbs cracked the top 10 or not, but either way, maybe he even can be a threat. If you're on Toyotas, though, you got to feel good headed on into this weekend in Richmond. I've been to this track again. You get long green runs. You can get some long green runs, and this track can be boring. I think it's a good track. I'm probably biased because it's my hometown track, and I've been to it a couple times, so probably more biased there because this is going to be a boring race. You can see it at Richmond, long green runs, and it can be a snooze fest. So I want to look for some guys to maybe struggle. I will say only Kyle Busch because of his kind of momentum, but I love Toyotas. Eric Jones has been on a good run. I would probably look for Eric Jones to continue, what he's been doing. I think the winner is going to be a Toyota. I think, guys to kind of keep an eye on, you could look at any of the Toyotas, like I said. I think probably Kyle Larson's going to be the better of the Hendrick guys. I think Kyle Larson's kind of tuning in. He has really unfortunate luck the last few weeks, but I like what the 5 team's been doing. If I had to pick a Hendrick driver, I would kind of lean on Larson, even though I know the 48 team at Bowman won a couple times ago at Richmond, or maybe it wasn't earlier this season. Remember who won? Let me actually pull up. Maybe it was Bowman. Let me actually pull up real quick. Who won? Was it Bowman? No, it was Hamlin. Hamlin won back in April, and Bowman won, I think, last spring, and Truex won last fall, if I had to remember correctly. But either way, I do think Larson will be good. And another guy to keep an eye on is, I think, Harvick. Harvick, I think, is heating up at the right time. Not dominated, but got a win at Michigan, a track that he's dominated in. That's what I meant to say. He's done really well at Michigan, so not a big surprise. So, and then, any Toyota. It's kind of what I would keep an eye on right there. So, all right, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on Richmond. Meanwhile, let's just turn our attention now to the NBC Sports Predictor app, of course, where you can win $10,000. They give you 3 stages. You got to pick the driver to finish best amongst the group, and then you got to give them a top 3. All season long, I've been giving away $25 to the winner of the Winning Bets League. If you don't know what the Winning Bets League is, grab the league information from this video description. We all start with every week with 0 points. So if you're joining now, you're not behind the 8 ball whatsoever. We all have 0 points. headed into this weekend's race, and whoever has the most points will win $25 from me. Let's take a look and see who won that $25 last week. So looks like we had one winner, D. Duke. D. Duke had 55 points. They correctly got Hamlin and Wallace in their top 3. So nice entry there by D. Duke. Hit me up on Twitter. Drop me your PayPal information, and I'll go ahead and send you $25. All right, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into my picks. I'll do the stages first. For stage 1, you got to pick between Kyle Busch, Byron, Jones, and Truex. I think Jones has a nice run. He's been on a good little run here recently. I don't think Byron can keep up with the Toyotas, though, this weekend. And then if I had to pick between the 2 Toyotas without knowing practice and qualifying, because, again, we may always modify at least stage 1 with what we see in practice and qualifying, I like Truex Jr. I like Truex Jr. of those Toyotas, and between him and Kyle Busch, I'll go ahead and take Martin Truex Jr. For Group 2, you got to pick between Blaney, Harvick, Reddick, and Suarez. Thought this was tough. Had it between Harvick and Reddick, but I'm going to go with Kevin Harvick. I think he's heating up. I think this is the time where you can get Kevin Harvick as he's starting to heat up. Again, obviously coming off P1 last week at Michigan. I think if you're wanting to back Kevin Harvick, I think you're getting in at the right time when he's really starting to heat up some. He's got good numbers at Richmond as well. There's no slappy here at Richmond. So I'll go ahead and take Kevin Harvick there in stage 2. And then for stage 3, I'll go ahead and pick between Elliott, Hamlin, Larson, and Logano. I'll go ahead and take Hamlin because he's in a Toyota, and I expect Toyotas to be good this weekend. But if you didn't want to double down on Toyota, maybe just go Larson. I think he'll be the better of the 2 Hendrick drivers, and you got to pick between him and Elliott. And then Logano, he's not had the greatest run. I know he had a nice run last week at Michigan, but he's generally speaking not been in good form. He doesn't have the greatest of all momentum. I don't think Logano compares well this weekend to Hamlin or Larson. But I will go ahead and take Hamlin there because he's a Toyota, and I think Toyotas are going to do really good this weekend. So that's how I have the stages. Let's go ahead and see who I have for a top 3 to add to that. I'm adding Bubba Wallace. I'm adding Bubba Wallace to win. I think it'll be a Toyota. You could do Truex, you could do Bell, you could do Hamlin, but I'm going to go with maybe an underdog and try and see if I can be one of the rare people that picks Bubba Wallace and see if Bubba Wallace can't come through. Boy, you want to talk about drivers with momentum, drivers that are hot. There's no driver hotter right now than Bubba Wallace. Just picking up top 5s every weekend. Every weekend, top 5, top 10s, multiple runner-up finishes the last couple weeks. Obviously, last week including that at Michigan. Was tracking down Harvick. Obviously ran out of laps, but he was gaining on Harvick. I'm going to go and stay with the guy that's hot. He's only got 3 races left. He's always a threat at Daytona, right? Super speedways. We know anybody can win, but he's also a good super speedway racer. But I love the momentum. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take Bubba Wallace to take home that checkered flag. Martin Truex right behind him. Again, I love Toyotas. Hard to shy away from Truex and his numbers. Winners of 3 of the last 6 here at Richmond. Truex should be strong. Truex should absolutely have a lot of confidence coming into this weekend. A track that he's dominated at times. So I will take Truex at P2. And then I'm going to do Harvick at P3. I love this guy's momentum right now. Absolutely love it. Think he'll stay hot, relatively speaking. So I will go ahead and take Kevin Harvick to round out my top 3. All right. With that being said, let's jump it over now to the Fox Bet Super 6 app. I like to do these questions live, having looked at them. Kind of got in the habit of doing that when you had the option to modify them. Now you don't get the option to modify them, but I still like to kind of look them up for the first time. So I'm pulling up the Fox Bet Super 6 app, and let's just kind of jump into it. Meanwhile, you guys let me know in the comments section what your top 3 is. Curious, and also who you have. Oh, we got an NFL contest. $10,000 on the line here. NFL. Got to do that one. All right, NASCAR. It's $1,000. It's Fox Bet Super 6 app. Let's jump into it. Seeing the questions for the first time. Which of these drivers will finish at the worst position at the end of stage 1? Worst position at the end of stage 1. Chase Elliott, Kurt Busch, Briscoe, Blaney, Chastain, or Byron. I think it's going to be Kurt Busch. Is Kurt Busch driving? Do we know? Does anybody know? Is Kurt Busch back this week? Does anybody know? If he's back, I really like Kurt Busch because something tells me he's going to be easing it back in, or I don't know. He's just missing 3 weeks. That's just hard to jump back into the car and hit the ground running with guys that have, not missed a beat. And some of these guys, Elliott, Blaney, Chastain, all been running well. Briscoe. I'm going to say Kurt Busch, but I do need to look up if he's running this weekend or if it's going to be Ty Gibbs again. I thought I saw where Ty Gibbs was not running, and it's going to be Kurt Busch. So I'm going Kurt Busch. How many Chevys will finish in the top 10 at the end of stage 1? Would like to see practice, would like to see qualifying, so make sure you're following me on Twitter. Maybe I will go ahead and modify this because it's only asking stage 1. So I think practice and qualifying will matter for stage 1. How many Chevys? I think Toyota's going to be all up in there. So I'm going to put like 4 Toyotas in there. I'm going to put, I'll say 3 Chevys and 3. I'm going to say 3. So I got 4 Toyotas, 3 Chevys, 3 Fords. Which of these drivers will finish in the best position at the end of stage 2? Best position at the end of stage 2. We got Kyle Lee saying Kurt not cleared for this week. So it is going to be Ty Gibbs again? Okay, thank you, Kyle. I hadn't heard that. I was waiting to hear that, and there you go. Hasn't been cleared. Is there still time, or are we going with Ty Gibbs? Do you know? Like, is there time for him to get cleared, or are we going Ty Gibbs? I'm just not sure. All right, question 3. Driver to finish in the best position at the end of stage 2. Bubba Wallace, Ricky Stenhouse, Michael McDowell, Ty Dillon, Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon. No for either Dillon. No for Michael McDowell. No for Stenhouse. So it's between Bubba or Reddick. I'm going Bubba. My man's hot. I'm going Bubba. Which Stewart-Haas racing driver will finish in the top 10 at the end of stage 2? So Stewart-Haas Racing, top 10 at the end of stage 2. Almirola, probably not. Briscoe, maybe. Custer, no. Harvick, I think Harvick is going to be in the top 10. More than one or none. I'll just go Harvick only, and hopefully Briscoe doesn't sneak in the top 10 and screw me, but I'm going Harvick. See, here's the thing about Richmond. It's a reverse Phoenix, but people like to try and say, what's a comp? You got a short, flat track in Richmond. A great comp is Phoenix. Briscoe obviously ran really well at Phoenix earlier this season. Wasn't he the winner? He was the winner at Phoenix. Let me look that up. I thought Briscoe won Phoenix, if I recall. Didn't he? These races start to just... Yeah, Briscoe won at Phoenix. But Briscoe's going to be strong. This could be more than one. You could see Harvick and Briscoe both be in the top 10. I am going to say more than one. I think Harvick and Briscoe both because Richmond's like a Phoenix, short, flat track. I'm doing more than one. I think Harvick and Briscoe both crack the top 10. Which manufacturer, we're on question number 5, which manufacturer will have more cars in the top 10, and how many cars will they have? It's Toyota versus Ford. Toyota signed me up. And how many cars at the end of their race? I think Bubba's going to be in the top 10. I think Bell gets in the top 10. I think Truex gets in the top 10. I think Hamlin gets in the top 10. I don't think Kyle Busch does, no. And I don't think a Ty... I'm trying to think, is it Kurt Busch or Gibbs? I don't think Gibbs or Busch. I don't think either Busch. So I'm going to go 4. Wallace, Bell, Hamlin, Truex. Am I going 4? I'm going 4. 4 Toyotas will finish in the top 10. And then here for question number 6, which of these drivers will have the better finish at the end of the race? It's Kurt Busch versus Chastain. That's easily the one car for me. Easily the one car. Not even down. I'll go 10 plus. I think Chastain will be right up there in the top 5. Guy just brings it each and every single week. Doesn't matter what track we're on. Trackhouse Racing's bringing speed every week. I'll go Chastain. I'll go 10 plus. We got Kyle Lee saying Kurt's not cleared. I'm going 10 plus. I'm going 10 plus right there. And we'll see. Let's just do a quick while we're hanging out. If you guys got any more questions, drop it in there. Let's just do a quick Google search here real quick for Kurt Busch and see if there's any, can he be cleared, or is there? Kurt Busch to miss his 4th straight race with concussion symptoms. That was 1 day ago on NASCAR.com. So it will not be Kurt Busch. It will be getting Gibbs driving the number 45 car. Presumably it's Gibbs, right? Not going to be anybody else. It's going to be Gibbs. I don't see it right there on a quick scroll, but it's going to be Gibbs. Yeah. All right, so Kurt Busch is out. So how did they rule that last week? Because remember last week we answered that question, and at that time we knew it wasn't going to be Kurt Busch. Does anybody know how they ruled that? Did we get an easy win? Let me go back to my entries, previous contests. Let's see how they ruled that last week. You can't click on it to know how they ruled it. This is stupid. Anyways, I'm going 10 plus. Whether it's Gibbs, or it's going to be Gibbs. I don't think he can keep up with Chastain. I love what Trackhouse Racing has been doing, so I'll still stick it to 10 plus. That's how we'll do it, guys. That's how we'll preview this week, this race here at Richmond. 3 races to go, guys. This is the big stuff here. 3 races, only got 1 guaranteed winner spot left. Again, you got a road course next week. I don't think we get a repeat winner next week. And then Daytona's a little unknown. I think, hopefully, if you're on the bubble with a win but low amount of points, you hope this has a repeat winner, because I think you're going to get a repeat winner at Watkins Glen. And then Daytona, if you get a newbie, okay, that's just the 16th and you're good. So as long as if you're a driver with 1 win but you're low on the points, you want a repeat winner. You want a repeat winner, and then I think you feel pretty good that you'll be one of the 16 drivers that makes the playoffs. But a lot of drama here at Richmond. I think there's a lot of drama with it being a road course, and Daytona up next as the last 3 races before the cutoff there before the playoffs. So, all right, guys, whether you're watching the live video of this or you're watching the replay on the YouTube channel here, just drop in the comments. I want to hear what your picks are. Let me know who's going to take that checkered flag, and let me know what your top 3 are. And good luck with your picks on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Join the league if you haven't. That link's down in this video description. Enjoy Richmond. Enjoy the Federated Auto Parts 400, and we'll catch you guys next week on the Highline Podcast. Thank you, guys.